Hey, it's Willie Smith here, your local real estate consultant. And today I want to talk with you about some common myths around buying a home. First thing is credit scores. A lot of people say that you got to have, an 800 credit score. I mean, you got to be perfect, to be able to buy a home. But I'm here to tell you today that that's simply not the case. In 2014, the FHA, the average FICO score needed was a 684, and a conventional loan was 755, and for all loans in 2014 was 727. And for those that don't know what FICO score means, it's basically the score that lenders look at to determine if you can qualify for a loan. In 2016, the FHA score was 686, and for conventional during that same time frame, it was 753. And for all loans during that time, you was looking at 726. And so far this year in 2018, FHA has been around 677 on average, and conventional has been around 752. And for all loans so far this year, the average credit score has been around 722. And if you don't fall in that range here, this is just an average. I personally known clients that I've had that had a score around 580, and they were able to get approved for an FHA loan. So, and there's some lenders that can maybe even do a little bit less than that. So it just really depends on your situation, your income, your debt, and it's a case-by-case scenario. So don't let that be a factor that stops you from, wanting to buy a home. You can still get it done, and there's ways around it. So that's one myth gone. All right, the down payment. A lot of people believe that you got to have a down payment of 20%. And, that's true if you don't want to have to pay PMI. Basically, if you got 20% off of your principal, then you don't have to worry about paying PMI. But, if you're going to be putting out 5%, then you're going to have to pay private mortgage insurance. But, on average, it was about 6% down for first-time home buyers, and your second, third, fourth-time home buyers, they were your repeat buyers. They put down about 14%, and obviously they had more to put down because they just sold a home. So they took the money that they sold a home with and put that into the new home as a down payment. So, between the both of them, the average down payment is about 10%. So you don't need the 20% to put down to be able to buy a home. And then protect your hard-earned money. This is not really a myth. This is just something that you need to know. There was a survey done by rent.com, and it said that 88% of property managers raised their rents last year, and there's nothing showing that it's going to be slowing down. So if you're renting, then you're probably going to want to be looking for a way to save some money up so you can get a down payment and get into a home, because in this same study they said that 53% of the property managers would rather get a new tenant in there so they don't have to renegotiate or redo the lease with a current tenant. So just something to think about it. If you're thinking about buying a home and you're renting right now, it's going to cost you less in the long run to own a home. And then the last thing I want to talk about is interest rates. There's a lot of people talking about the Fed raising the rates, and they're super scared right now because they're like, man, what am I going to do? Interest rates are getting high. Should I still buy? Should I just rent now? If you look at it historically, in the 1970s, the average interest rate was around 8.86%. In the 1980s, you were looking at 12.7%. In the 1990s, you were looking at 8.12%. And the 2000s, you were looking at somewhere around 6.29% interest. And right now, we're still at all-time low at 4.42%. So, right now is still the best time to buy. If you're thinking about it, I urge you to just go ahead and jump in the market, because, there's homes out here. It's tight. It's a tight market. We are in a seller's market, but, there are homes out here that's available, and you can get qualified if you partner up with the right lenders. I hope this video helped you guys today. If you found value in this content that I shared with you, please share it on your Facebook. If you're on YouTube watching this, please subscribe, like it, and wherever you send this, just share it. I'm trying to get the word out there and educate people about the market we're in right now, and that home ownership is a dream that can come true for you. See you guys later. All right, have a good one.